Come, traveller. The stars have kindled their silver watch in the heavens, and the fire crackles as though eager for tales. The night is long, and I, Cerfindol of Rivendell, have walked many such eves beneath the boughs of Middle-earth. Sit close. The night holds no malice here, not while flame and song hold sway. I am Cerfindol, son of Celebrion's kin on her mother's side, though distant and half forgotten now. I was born in the starlit calm of Imladris, where wisdom flows like the Bruinen, and the halls ring with ancient memory. My heart, however, ever strayed beyond the last homely house, drawn westward toward Eriador's wilds, where the winds speak with forgotten voices, and the stones remember the tread of fallen heroes. Let me speak to you now of the rangers of the north, those silent watchers and lonely grey wanderers whom few name and even fewer understand. They are the last remnant of a fallen glory, the Dúnedain, the heirs of Numenor, and to them, the free peoples owe more than most will ever know. Long ago, in the twilight years of the Second Age, Numenor stood proud and mighty amid the seas, an isle of tall men, blessed with long life and great wisdom. Yet pride is a cruel mistress. The downfall of Numenor came through the lies of Sauron and the folly of Ar-Pharazôn. When the seas swallowed the island, a faithful remnant led by Elendil fled east and founded the realms of Arnor in the north and Gondor in the south. From Elendil's line came Isildur, who cut the ring from Sauron's hand. And from Isildur's line sprang the Dúnedain of the north, kings of Arnor. But Arnor fractured, split into petty realms, Arthedain, Cardolan, and Rhudaur, and war came in ceaseless waves. The Witch King of Angmar, that dread Wraith Lord, struck at the heart of the North Kingdom. Though he was thrown down in time, by elves and men united, the line of kings was broken, the realm was no more. Yet the blood of Numenor endured, in secret, among the chieftains of the Dúnedain. These became the Rangers of the North, wardens of the wilds, protectors unseen. I remember my first meeting with a ranger, still young by the reckoning of my kind, and I had wandered near the Weather Hills in the early spring, when the snow still clings to the shadows. There, I found myself ambushed by a pack of savage orcs from Mount Gram, their blades blackened with poison. Outnumbered, I prepared to sell my life dearly, but from the mist came arrows swift and silent. The orcs fell with cries choked in their throats, and out of the dusk stepped a man clad in weather-worn grey, eyes sharp and distant as the sea. He said little, only nodded, and vanished again into the brush, like a breeze lost among the trees. That was Halros, son of Halakar, a name few now recall. He saved my life, and I never saw him again. You must understand, friend, the Rangers live hard lives. Their vigilance is thankless. While Gondor still boasts marble and memory, the Dúnedain of the North dwell in ruins and shadow, ever at war with nameless things. But even among the Dúnedain, there rose one who kindled hope in the hearts of many, Aragorn, son of Arathorn. I knew him as Estel, or Hope he was called in Rivendell. I watched him grow beneath Lord Elrond's care, fostered in secret to protect him from Sauron's gaze. There was a fire in him even then, a dignity of bearing that spoke of a kingship not yet claimed. In time he bore many names: Strider, Thorongil, Elessar. I watched him walk the paths of the dead, serve in Gondor in disguise, and command the fellowship at the turning of the tide. His was the hand that united the sundered kingdoms once more. I remember well the day he returned to Rivendell after many years, ragged from journey, his eyes older than his years. We spoke by the waterfalls that night. He boasted not of victory, but instead recalled his fondness for Frodo and the Shire, for such is the heart of a true king. His people are seldom seen, and yet never absent. The Dúnedain, the Rangers of the North. If you haven't heard of them, do not be ashamed. That is their design. Their lives are shadows, and their footsteps vanish like dew on a stone. Yet I have walked beside many in my time, and I tell you this, they are the last flame of Numenor in the wild lands, flickering but burning regardless. They are men, of course, but not as others. Taller, keener-eyed, and long-lived, there is a quiet nobility to them, like the remnants of a fallen star. Do not be deceived by their worn cloaks and mud-streaked boots. These men are warriors of unmatched discipline. They do not ride to war in shining columns like Gondor's hosts. No, rangers are ghosts of the forest. They harry the foe with ambush and misdirection. A column of orcs will vanish into the mist, never knowing whence came the arrows that felled them. They strike by night, melt into the trees, and leave only corpses behind. Did you know, friend, that beneath the fallen stones of Fornost, ancient bones still lie clad in rusted mail? The Dúnedain fought there to the last against Angmar's hosts. Once, in midsummer, I walked those silent ruins, and the wind carried a sound like the horns of Arnor, echoing faintly down the ages. I have ridden with the Rangers too, beneath the moon, hunting fell things that crept from the ruins of Carn Dûm. Once, in the deep of winter, we tracked a troll across the Horwell. It had claimed a village and left not a soul alive. We fought it by torchlight, and it fell, but not before taking 2 rangers with it. They died with honor and without complaint, their eyes fixed on the stars. But I digress. These elite warriors are the stuff of legend. They use the land as their weapon, narrow ravines to funnel enemies, rivers to mask their scent, fog to blind pursuit. Their scouts are near elvish in their silence, and many soon learn to fear the blades of these vengeful rangers, be they orc, troll, or something worse. When they are forced into open battle, and it does happen, their line is unbreakable. They fight with long sword and dirk, but more with purpose. Every blow they strike is for something greater, to protect the free peoples from a darkness they know may never acknowledge them. The men of Bree often scoff at them, calling them vagabonds and rogues. Few now even remember that it was their line that held the North together in the wake of Arnor's ruin. Even now, the Rangers keep the roads safe, though no toll is paid them, despite the price they pay for peace. With that being said, their truest conflict is time and memory. The shadow grows in the east, and the Dúnedain feel it keenly. They know that if the war comes again to the north, few will rally to their banners, and so they stand alone, again and again, against the rising tide of the orc. The days darken, yet among themselves, these noble men are bound by a deep and resounding loyalty. When one of their number falls, the others carry his body to sacred hills and bury him with the songs of lost Numenor. Their sorrow is quiet, but endures forever in the hearts of their people. Now do not pretend to imagine them dwelling in fine halls or tall towers. They roam and wander throughout Eriador ceaselessly. For each ranger patrols a vast tract of wilderness, hills, forests, ruins where evil things creep. Their homes are hidden shelters beneath the roots of trees, moonlit caves and old watchposts of Arnor, long reclaimed by the elements of the wild. They live on salted meat, gathered herbs, and what game they can catch. Their lives are hard, yet they still teach their young the tongues of old, the lore of the stars, and the healing of herbs. But not all days give way to the shadows, and even rangers have moments of peace. I once came upon a group in a glade near Weathertop. They had lit no fire, but they sang in low voices, songs of Elendil and Elros, of seas and ships and the west that was lost. I remember thinking that for a moment the years of toil fell away from their faces in the firelight, and they were kings again, not ghosts of a glory long past. Few will now sing of them in songs, the Rangers. Their names are known only to the stones and the stars. But remember this, traveller, while others slumber in safety, it is they who keep watch. The roads are safe because they are patrolled. The Shire only enjoys peace because the Dúnedain bleed in the wild. And though their numbers are few, their line endures, for hope is not broken while the blood of Numenor still flows true. The fire grows low and the night deepens. You may sleep, friend, if you will, beneath the boughs of this glade. But remember the tale of the Dúnedain, and if ever you meet a ragged man cloaked in grey, give him a kind word, and perhaps a little bread. You may never know what shadows he's kept at bay. Now let us end this tale, and lay down your weary head. Rest easy, and I shall take first watch. No harm will befall you whilst I stand guard, so allow your mind to clear, and be sure to dream of better days yet to come.